Dodger ownership appears to fall in line with a potential lockout. UCLA basketball is ready to retain a potential starting guard, and Luka Dončić can't stop channeling his inner James Harden. Good morning. I'm James, and this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is March 29th, 2026, Sunday in Michigan. Bless us, everyone. Hey, it is Lord's Day. If you believe as I do, take a moment and thank Him for the blessings that you have in your life. Like LA sports. And if you like being in the know about LA, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. By all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, look at the scoreboard. Dodgers 3, Arizona 2. Will Smith's 2-run homer in the 8th lifts the Dodgers to a sweep to start the season. And the magic number is at 158. Also, Utah 6, Kings 2. Let's be real. The Kings are circling the drain. The less said about them, it's probably for the best. Meanwhile, today, the Clippers are at Milwaukee at 12:30. So with that out of the way, what do you say we get to the news? Because I am actually surprised a little bit at this. Dodger ownership appears to be on board with a potential lockout at the end of the baseball season. Owner Mark Walters said something quite curious to the LA Times regarding the micromanaging commissioner's hell-bent pursuit of a salary cap. Quote, "Here's what the problem is. Money helps us win. We can't win all the time. We've got to have some parity. So we've got to come up with something that will give us some parity," unquote. Now, this is deeply concerning for baseball fans, such as your humble correspondent, for a number of reasons. Over the last couple of days, there's been a narrative that's been developing that baseball is now the second most popular sport in the land, surpassing the formerly beloved NBA. If you had the meme of the dude looking over his shoulder at the slightly more attractive chick, the other chick getting butthurt is the NBA. So if there was ever an argument against MLB doing something as stupid as a lockout, that would be it. But no, Rob Manfred wants to cut his own throat right in front of the rest of the sports world. And there's a second reason. There is no link whatsoever between salary caps and parity. Look at the NFL. Look at the AFC. The Patriots, despite a cap, had this long run of going to Super Bowls. And when that started to peter out, the Kansas City Chiefs had a long run of going to Super Bowls. And by the way, Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, and the Patriots stepped right back in. So who are we fooling? Really? Who are we fooling? An MLB lockout is not for parity. It is straight up a buck-naked cash grab by the owners. Now, younger me would never have thought to say such a thing. Because the reason being the players were always going on strike back then. I am for labor peace. So whoever breaks labor peace, in my opinion, is the villain. There are underlying reasons why you should be skeptical of any argument claiming that the grand old game is in financial peril. One of them is that you never see the teams open the books. There's a reason for that. Another reason is large markets have been subsidizing baseball for years. 48% of all local revenue gets thrown into a pot and distributed, not to mention luxury taxes. So we've been joking around for the last couple of years about how the Dodgers paying off entire payrolls for other teams just in the luxury taxes alone. Add the local revenue pot, not just for the Dodgers, but the Yankees, the Mets, the Blue Jays, the Phillies, etc. You put all that together and small market teams turn a tidy profit. Why the Dodgers are on board with this, I can only speculate. My presumption is Manfred promised them something. A salary cap, yeah, means the Dodger profit margin goes up, but I don't think that's enough of a reason. The Dodgers got promised something. Maybe they want to say in how future media deals are put together. After all, if you want to watch a local team now, you got to buy their own special network to take part. You don't go to cable TV for that anymore. My contention is that if there is a lockout, Manfred's coalition, though, might not be as strong as the players' union. The players got some money tucked away, too. So, it doesn't really matter at this juncture. Season's only started. But apparently the Dodgers are cool if it goes to a lockout. In other news, Clayton Kershaw has his golden parachute gig lined up. Now, to be clear, not the NBC one. For that, he actually has to show up to work. That counts as work. It's not the golden parachute. No, he was hired as a special assistant for the Dodgers after 18 years pitching for them. So, who is he a special assistant to? No idea. What department needs his assistance? Dunno. It'll all be hashed out. It'll be hashed out while he sits on a Barca-lounger in front of his flat screen after going through the Whataburger drive-thru. And by the way, if you think that I'm clowning Kershaw or the Dodgers for this arrangement, I absolutely am not. Players like Kershaw should be permanently attached to their teams. So I'm not clowning the Dodgers or Kershaw. I'm clowning the scribes who thought this was an actual story, who actually thought Kershaw was going to pitch in a meaningful way, other than occasionally flying into Burbank to clip the ribbon in front of a Best Buy. And no matter how many pitchers Mark Pryor injures this season, which currently stands at 2, Kershaw will not be at Chavez Ravine to specifically assist the pitching staff. Here's how we know. Quote, I don't miss the game at all. I just miss the people. I love watching. I just know I can't play it anymore. I'm at peace with that. I miss this. I miss the stadium, unquote. But then he also talked about how awesome it was to just kick back at home and not stay slavishly committed to working out. The dude wants his beer belly. So yeah, he's out. And you know what? I think we can all agree that the dude deserves to put his surgically repaired feet up. Got no problem with that. If you're a Dodger fan, let me know what you think about either that or the possibility of being cool with a lockout. The LA Daily News reports guard Eric Freeney intends to stay with UCLA basketball. They've already had conversations about perhaps his playing time going up, maybe getting a starting gig, definitely the financials. You are not going to see him as a stylistic replacement for Donovan Dent. That is not his game. The dude's pushing 200 pounds. He's pretty stocky for a guard, but Mick Cronin absolutely loves the guy. And the way he talks about it, I can't say that I blame him. Said Cronin, quote, you want to figure out who the toughest guy on the team is? If you circled them all up and dropped the ball from the ceiling, who was going to come out of the pile with it? That's your toughest guy. I think I'd take Free, unquote. So that tells me this redshirt freshman is in line for a big bump in playing time. Question for Laker fans. Does anyone else think Luka Dončić shoots weird? I don't mean like how Lonzo Ball used to go through this odd sort of yoga pose, this sort of belly dance routine before launching up a brick. I mean, it's cool when Dončić takes a step back and shoots these fall away mid-range shots. You know, Saint Kobe used to do that. but Dončić steps back from 3. Like, what? Who the hell shoots step-back threes regularly aside from James Harden? Like it's his go-to move now. According to a group called Second Spectrum, Dončić is firing more than 8 step-back 3 attempts per game in the last month. I mean, JJ Redick has been pleading for more threes to be taken, but really? Like that? Like he's about to call bank? Dončić is shooting about 14 three-pointers per game. More than half of them is flinging the ball from 27 feet away while falling in the wrong direction. It looks so goofy when he does it, people are forgetting to ask, hey, isn't that a travel? Like they've done for years with Harden. By the way, he's still hitting 37% of them in the last dozen or so games. So, looks goofy. Love the result. I'm not sure if CBSSports.com has ever actually broken a story. Why do that when you can just continue to create top 10 lists, right? The latest non-contribution to American sports journalism from CBSSports.com is the top 10 most hated college football teams of all time, of which the 2005 USC team finished second. And the scribe spent his time talking about how terrifying that backfield was. 2 Heisman winners in the same backfield with Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush. How that offense could drop 50 on you at any given moment. But the scribe forgot one element to the story. Hate. I mean, yeah, you would hate USC if you had to line up against them. But he didn't write anything about USC that anybody could actually hate unless you hated USC. They didn't mention anything about player arrests, because there weren't. They didn't mention anything about Pete Carroll getting caught up sexting one of the song girls, because it didn't happen. CBS, let me help you. The Trojans paid Reggie Bush. Whoa. That's not even really accurate either. And even if it were accurate, Reggie Bush got his Heisman back because the NCAA realized amateurism was the equivalent of slave labor. So when you look back, there is nothing to hate about 2005 USC. Wrong team on your list. Try harder next time. But you let me know what you think of the comments thread. Talk to me, for example, about Dodger ownership apparently being okay with a lockout. Or if UCLA does in fact have its starting point guard of the future in-house. And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.